Alright, time for another video. We start on the cosmetics on the Cheyenne. We're going to paint this radiator support, of course. It was a little bit rusty. These pinch welds seem to like to rust a little bit, so I use this thing with the corner. I go down in these pinch welds and I catch that. I'll prime sand it, finish sanding it, and then I'll prime it. Got a little bit of hand sanding we got to do. I had to get the latch out of the way to get to that. That's why that tape's around it, so I get exactly where it goes back. So, and we painted this one the front a couple weekends ago and put it back together. Alright, my propensity not to throw OEM parts away. This grill is good, it's not cracked or anything. My son's working on this. We're putting a little bit of putty and rock chips. Places that need it, he's going to put another coat of sand, primer on it and sand on it again. We've got a matte black, we're going to paint that. And get a new bow tie. I got to get on Amazon or eBay. Them expensive, the OEM style, just too dang expensive. LMC wants $87 for it, and that's more expensive than if you buy the whole grill. So I'm not going to do that. I'll find me a good aftermarket one. Alright, we're getting the bed ready to spraying some bed liner. I like doing black in here because it always stays dirty, looks like crap, so we went ahead and sanded that off. And I did the same thing over here, and then across the bottom here we got to put one more coat of paint on that. It always looks bad, you know, so we're going to paint that. I've got to sand this primer a little bit where the primer's at, and then hit it with paint, and then we're going to do a bed liner on it. We got to go across the top, trying to get the bottom done first because we can walk on it then and get the other edges done, and then do the spray and bed liner. Alright, I know we're done with the mechanical. There's a couple things that I forgot to point out. We put a new alternator and a starter on it. Alternator was getting kind of lazy. Starter, I think this thing got cranked over a lot to get it started when that guy was trying to sell it, so put a new starter in it. And I think that is all that I can think of. Alright, there was a couple more parts that I replaced on here I forgot to mention. The plastic upper plenum. I was perusing eBay and I found a guy had an AC Delco one for $100 or best offer. I just went ahead and did a purchase now, but you can find those old new stock plenums, buy them, because Jim hadn't been making them in years. And there's some aftermarket ones which I guess they're okay. I'm just not a big fan on that. And then we replaced the ignition control module back here. I wanted to go ahead and do that. That's an AC Delco part. So every sensor I use on here is all AC Delco. I don't, alternators, it's a Delphi. They don't make new Delphis anymore, but you can buy these rebuilt ones. It's got a lifetime warranty, and I've had good luck with them. So OEM parts is all I like to use. Now the EGR valves not. The AC Delco ones are crazy expensive, so I bought that one, and it's working out good. But I had a viewer, and they know who they are, and I have to say thanks. When I pulled this off, it had been in the wrong position so long that this wire, you know how when you take stuff apart, they just kind of lay back where they're going to go. And I just plugged it in like it was and didn't realize it. So I swapped this around, and that helped a little bitty running issue we had. So that worked out real good. So I'm glad they spotted that. As I went and looked at my other vehicles, and they were just like this. So if you change that, be careful. So that was a good thing to catch. I'm glad they did. Alright, we got this done. And man, this thing turned out good. Turned out really good. Nice and shiny. We got the grill painted. It needs one more coat. We have to pull it off. It was kind of windy and a little bit inconsistent, so my son's going to sand it one more time and apply a last coat. That's why we don't have the side markers in. We got to pull it off, and then I've got to figure out to do with these. I can find them, but they're too dang expensive. I've got to keep doing research on what I can find. I'm not going to spend $87 for one of those badges. I'll figure something out though. But that's the stock color on this thing. It's kind of a gray, it's almost like a gunmetal color, but that's a stock color on the front of this. But this, it was 2 coats of primer, sanded in between, and then we put 2 coats of black on it. Of course, I painted the bolts. I always like to do that. They look a lot better that way. So we're going to start on detailing all the plastics. I've got to clean the firewall and the sides, and of course the up here. We're going to clean and degrease that. Probably going to spray some bed liner spray on it. I did it on an old Chevy of mine and it turned out real good. It's real hard. It's easy to clean if you get something slinging oil up on it. So we're going to do that. But that's coming up. But everything's turned out really good. It's going to look nice. Oh, the tail lights. These ones here were really pretty oxidized. I put Plexus on it, but they didn't really do too good. So we had some clear coat left over, and we sanded them real good, and got them looking good. We're going to put a couple more coats on it, and then we're going to buff those out when we get the buffing things. But they look a lot better now. They were just so oxidized the Plexus wasn't doing anything good for them. So there you go.